You learning from me, and underneath my learning tree, you're gonna find ways to pay homage. You coming up and capitalizing, yeah? So that means I might have to find you next. For real, for real. And that's just where that's going. Good job making these people bow down, though. And I mean bow down to the sincere greatness. Like, say for instance, Raw on Netflix. SmackDown and NXT clearly beefing. And that's gonna be covered. But not by me right now. We're gonna go into Raw on Netflix because the bootleg wave, not feeling it. Bootleg man need to get his act together. Whatever he got going, my opinion, get that shit taken care of, because whatever he's doing and how he's getting that going ain't working out well. So there's that. So far as everybody else, I'm glad that you're around, trying to pay attention and acting like you know you doing the right thing when we all know when people is in the wrong, you know, and people will be dealt with. Oh God, I swear, one way or the next. Amen to that. Now let's hurry up and run through this Raw so we can just keep things pushing. Yo, Seth, Breaker, and Paul, they're fine. I'm not going against none of it. They want to call themselves the future. I see space for one more member so far as that union goes. Sami Zayn on deck is something for him to do. I don't know if I'm feeling this one, but it's the way they get him into that transition, you know, so far as like another smaller WWE champion. So good. Not mad at it. We're going to keep moving. Rhea Ripley, Roxy by disqualification. I'm seeing a lot of the women's matches ended in some form of DQ, and it's just keeping the circle moving like that. And the clean wins are happening at the PLEs. It probably was a thing before, but I don't know. It's an idea now, because before I had the idea of just a bunch of triple threats. Worked for a little while, but then the things had to be met and matched. So yeah, I'm seeing DQ victories, or whatever, so have you, with the jump-ins. And I'm also looking at what was the Divas era looking like? You know, like we got a couple of better athletes now in the modern day. So what are we doing so far as the women's division? Okay, well, what was happening in the Divas era? No, we're not going to replicate that. We're going to look at what he was scripting on the male side, and then we're going to apply that to the women's division now. From then, moving on. What else we got? Pat wants to fight Gunther. He's gonna get his ass kicked. Can't wait for that. Pretty sure it's gonna be a spectacle. So we go from there. Jey Uso super kick Paul, Logan Paul. All right. It's stuff that's good for TV. Not gonna complain about it. He on deck. You know, Jay's the champ. All right, we're going to see how this works its way through. War Raiders, Finn and JD. Good to have JD back. I forgot about that last week. Well, I forgot to mention it, but good on that. Good on Finn. Judgment Day is evolving. Not really going crazy about it, but it's something going. So everyone's developing their character a little more. The Carlito shit, I mean, you can only intrigue me with a heel turn if we know this guy is going to be in there making statements. I don't know. I don't have anything against Carlito, but he's I think he's better in that faction than running around on his own with the potential heel turn. Like, I don't like it. Now, Becky and Lyra, they started brawling. Now they're going to fight. You know, they made it to the main roster. I think they could have saved the story for a little bit more, but in certain senses where it's like, yo, let's just hurry up and get it out the way, you know, and then we can move on. And it's something for Lyra. She could definitely lift Becky. Becky's all right, you know, and I'm not going to be upset at whoever wins on that side. I would just like to see both of them solidify more of this spot. Becky hasn't been around in a while, but if they can make a good match happen out of this, then it matters. The Care, Ivy Now, alright. Call them from NXT, have them on the main roster. Speaks to the main roster girls right now. Something needs to give. That's what I got for that. Pat verbally blasted Gunther, and now he might have a match. Gunther's in Finally, somebody that doesn't have to necessarily force Gunther to play nice and humanize himself. I'm sure Pat will have some fun moments, but the idea is to kick his ass. That's my point. He had his time, bum ass Corbin and all the rest of that. Remember that with Corbin and all that? That's all dandy back then. You know, Corbin had that shit coming with the dog food angle, so it's like, all right. But then I'm looking at Gunther, who's been playing real humble, humanizing, and then was the transitional champion to move the era into a smaller built champion. Like, it's moving the landscape of what you think a champion's supposed to look like into a new era. Fine. Gunther deserves a victory, my opinion. Good for something. Good for Pat. It's gonna be a great pop with the crowd. I know that, and it's gonna be something that's recorded for a while. Fun on commentary again. We're just funning on commentary. Yeah, he knows it's gonna be some shit. Like, wait a minute. I think I just tried to get into a fight with the former world heavyweight champion. I don't know if that was wise. No, it wasn't. It was egoistic. But let's move on. Sami Zayn, Braun Breaker, stopped by official. I guess, you know. Braun, Seth, Paul, they the future. They stay together, get one more member. I don't know who. Shit, maybe Priest, you know? You want to say Drew? I don't know, but we need a wild card, you know? Like a fun wild card. Like right now, Braun is the wild card, but he ain't. And then we don't need them gone. Like, I'm seeing modern day evolution. I'm seeing it. And it's good for everybody. It's good for Seth because he's had so many different character iterations. Braun is in a great spot just to be able to catch up with whatever he's doing. And like just anything else he can add to his resume is great. And then Paul, look, we've had plenty of Paul Heyman guys. Now we can have 3 brand new Paul Heyman guys. Technically, yo, good stuff. Good stuff. Plots with CM Punk joins. I don't know. I'm just talking shit. Yo, I'm about to catch all y'all and find you one by one for who needs to be got to. And we know that.